Hello, welcome to the Popular Cruising video podcast. I'm Jason Leppert, your host, as well as editor of popularcruising.com, and I thought it would be fun if we talked a little bit about Carnival Cruise Lines this week. Now, most people, when they think of Carnival, they think of it as maybe the line for first-timers, and if you're going to go on your first cruise, it's probably Carnival that might be the one that pops up on your radar first. However, in my case, it wasn't until my 61st sailing that I went on Carnival for the first time. So definitely interesting in my perspective because I had 60 cruises to compare it to before I even went on my first one. I went with my cousin. She is a chef, so we had some interesting perspective there in terms of the food when we were on board. And it was a week-long cruise on the Carnival Miracle that we took down to Mexico, the Mexican Riviera there, and it was great. We actually were really surprised by how decent the product actually is. You know, most people think of Carnival as having sort of a stereotype of being maybe a little subpar. You have, you know, definitely the history of, you know, a couple of the stranded ships, unfortunately. But they've really done a good job of overcoming these issues. They've definitely put a lot of money into the infrastructure so that things like this never happen again, making sure that they have sufficient generators on board and that kind of thing, so that they have power in case anything should happen to disable the engines. So definitely Carnival is putting their money where their mouth is and definitely stepping up their game, and it's pleasant to see. In terms of the actual onboard experience, like I said, actually really pleasantly surprised. You know, granted, you go on board, the decor, yeah, there's a bit of a stereotype there that it's sort of the how do you say, maybe Las Vegas in the 1980s a little bit. The designer, Joe Farkas, is definitely known for extravagant, over-the-top repetition of kitschy designs and a few things that are less than ideal, and that is for sure the case. I have to say that the decor wasn't the nicest on board, but if the Carnival Breeze and the newly redesigned Carnival Sunshine are any indicators, I think the design is going to be a lot more subdued in the future and more pleasant, and I think they're making good headway with that. In terms of the staterooms on board, actually, again, very comfortable. A lot of room, a lot of storage space. Comfortable shower. You could actually maneuver in it. You could actually turn around without hitting, you know, wall after wall like you can on some cruise lines. And it's kind of cool too, even in the bathroom you get an extra added gift basket, as it were. You get a thing of toothpaste, you get a thing of motion sickness medication in case you need it, and there was even a few things in there for like making iced tea, little iced tea mixes, which are kind of cool. So these are just little benefits that you get on board Carnival that you really don't see on any of the other lines, and I was really impressed to see it myself. As far as the food on board, definitely a range of quality there. The specialty restaurants on the high end were fantastic. We really enjoyed their steakhouse on board. My cousin, like I said, who was a chef, was really impressed with the dishes there. I was really impressed with the flavor and the quality. And on the other end of the spectrum, maybe the buffet, I would say, is the least desirable. The selections may be a little less ideal, and some of the quality maybe not the best there either, but still, you know, not terrible by any means. And you have their pizzeria, which is great. They actually go ahead and make the pizzas to order, so everything comes out really, really fresh, and those were very tasty. Really enjoyed the brunches that they offered on sea days in the main dining room. That was really, really good. You know, some of the dishes were a little less than great, but overall, fantastic brunch. And another thing that's really cool is the taste bar, and this is a little bar you can go to every night that offers a sampler of some of the different dining venues that are available across the fleet. So even if there's a particular restaurant that is not on board the ship that you are on, you can go ahead and try different dishes from across the fleet, and that's really cool. We were really impressed by that little offering. And as it is, Carnival is always improving their culinary program. They're working on it right now again. So chances are things are going to keep on improving, and I think they're in the right direction for sure. Another thing that's worth talking about is certainly their entertainment. The entertainment was excellent on board. I have to say it was second only to Disney in my opinion. The shows, the production shows, were really, really top-notch. Great performances by the singers, the dancers, the live orchestra. Really great stuff there. Another highlight was the Punchliner Comedy Club, which is presented by George Lopez. He's actually in charge of helping out with the selection process of who is on board for the different stand-up comedians. And for our 7-day cruise, we actually had 4 of them, and they were really impressive. I've never laughed so hard on a cruise ship, to be honest with you. So we went every night to this thing. They have about at least 4 sets, half-hour sets every night, and we were just loving it so much that we were just right back in line and getting there, and we went to at least 4 of them ourselves every night, and we just loved it. So, you know, high marks there again. And another thing that's great is the Serenity Deck on board. This is an adults only area that features padded alcoves, padded hammocks that you can relax in, a pool and a bar, and it's all to yourself. And unlike other cruise lines, they offer it on Carnival for free. This is fantastic. We were really impressed that something like this is offered for free. It's just a great place to hang out and relax, and the fact that you don't have to pay or reserve a spot and think ahead of time for it, you can just show up and just hang out there. It was fantastic. Love that. Great feature. So we would definitely recommend that you give Carnival a try. We're sure glad we did. The value can't be beat. It's really a great line. They say it's the fun ships, and it's exactly what you get. We had a great time on board. Certainly a lot of fun. As it is, you have nothing to lose now, because Carnival offers the great vacation guarantee. And this is something else. If you happen to go on a cruise, and this is available for most of their cruises from 3 days to 8 days in length, that if you find within the first 24 hours that Carnival is just not for you, you can go ahead and disembark, and they will actually pay to have you get back to where you came from for your home port, and they will actually refund 110% of the cruise fare to your account. So that's pretty amazing. And even beyond that, if you decide within a year that you'd like to still give Carnival a try, they will then give you a $100 onboard credit in addition to that. So you literally have nothing to lose to try Carnival, and I would definitely say give them a shot. So that's our opinion about Carnival Cruise Lines. Hopefully that will give you some sense of what you can expect. I've been Jason Leppert for Popular Cruising, and bon voyage, everybody. Bye-bye.